All right. If you are online right now, if you are active right now, just type "I am active and ready." If you are here with me and you can hear me properly, first thing you do for me, please like this video. Like this video now. Everybody who is here, like the video now. Now. Do that now. If you don't like this video, I won't solve this question. Like the video now. All right. And if you're also here, just type "I'm here, sir." All right, I can see High Star DC is active and ready. Afolabi Olaoluwa is also active and ready. Blessing Idowu Kehinde, you're ready. Patrick Okpelefe is also ready. Please, I need your likes. You need to like this video so that others can see it. All right, now I want somebody to copy that question and post it here now as a comment. I want somebody to copy that question and post it here as a comment. If you are just joining us, just write "I am active and ready" and okay, precious, thanks. All right, so I've pinned the message, so it's going to be appearing on your screen there. All right, now they said the resultant of two forces, 12 Newton and 5 Newton, is 13 Newton. What is the angle between the two forces? Now you need to be very careful with this kind of question, in the sense that they are asking you to find the angle. All right, and they gave you three forces. Now amongst these three forces, one of them is the resultant. Which of them is the resultant? 13 Newton. Now you remember there was a formula I gave to you when I started this class. I told you that R, which is called our resultant, right, is always equals to the square root of RY square plus RX square. I gave you this. Now, there are two forces here. One of the forces is 12 Newton, while the other force is 5 Newton. Now, the thing is, if I solve this question with 12 and 5, and the answer I am getting is 13 Newton, automatically the angle between the two forces is 90 degrees. If it's not clear, what you would do, let me see how I can help on my own part. Check the quality of your video. You need to go to the settings and increase the quality of your video. All right, is it clear now? It's not clear. Okay, let me write on the board. I will just place it on my bed. I will place it on my bed, and I would solve with it. Let me get my marker. Is this clear enough? Now, is this clear enough? Is it clear enough? All right. Now, we're given three forces. We're given 12 Newton, we're given 5 Newton, and we're given 13 Newton. And you were told that the resultant of these two forces, which is R, is equal to this guy, which is 13. Now, there's a law that states that if I use this formula you are looking at right now to solve for 12 Newton and 5 Newton, and I get 13 Newton as my answer, automatically, listen up, automatically, the angle between 12 and the angle between 5 becomes 90 degrees. But if I don't get the answer to be 13 Newton, I would have to go further and apply another principle. Now, before we apply this principle we are talking about, let us see if 12 Newton and 5 Newton will give us 13 Newton. So the first thing I'm going to do is to tell them, let RY be equals to 12 Newton and let RX be equals to 5 Newton. Now, you already know the formula, class. So what you do is to tell them RY will now be equals to, according to this formula, RY comes first. What is the value of RY? 12 Newton. There is a square on RY. That simply means I am going to put a square on 12. And that will become 12 square. Then afterwards, there is an addition sign here. That means I am going to put an addition plus. Afterwards, there is an arrow x here. And what is the value of arrow x? 5. And there is a square on arrow x. It simply means I'm going to have 5 square. That results into the resultant being equal to, the 12 square will give us 144, plus the 5 square will give us 25. If this is true, it simply means that the resultant will now become the square root of, you are going to add 144 to 25. And when you add the two of them, you will simply get 169. And the moment you find the square root of 169, if I am not mistaken, the answer becomes 13. And because it was a resultant, we put Newton. So all I need to do is to ask myself, 13 Newton, is it the same as the value here? Yes. What did I tell you when this happened? What happens? It simply means that since the resultants are the same, the value of theta, which is the angle between the two forces, must therefore be equal to what? 90 degrees. So the answer to that question is what? 90 degrees. All right? Now, is there anybody who would like to write the question? Is there anybody who would like to write the way we solve it, or you've written it already? All right, go ahead and write. And please make sure you like this video. We are having less like compared to the number of persons here. Please, if you are just joining us now, I want you to do something for us right now. I want you to hit the like button. If you don't like this video, I will be forced with no option but to lock it. So please like the video now. Please do that now. If you're just joining us, you've not liked this video, don't let us call Ogu for you. Okay, someone said it's because I'm shaking the phone. If I don't shake the phone, I won't be able to move. I don't have a tripod stand that will keep the phone where we want it to be. So I have to hold it with my hand. And you know it's only Gary I drank. So no strength. So please, if you've written this side and you want to write the next part, just tell me so I can move the camera to the concluding part. All right, so this is the concluding part. Trying to look for a way to capture everything. I'll go close. So have you written everything now? Please do well to like this video, please. If you know you've not liked this video, do that now. Do that now. So this was where it started from. And this was where it ended. All right, I think I've done enough. So can I go and get another question for you guys? Or do I keep putting my camera on this particular one? If you want me to go and source for another question for you guys, you drop it on the comment section. Why we actually started with vector was because of some of the students like Damilola, who had issues with vectors, Damian, who also had issues with vectors, and basically two of them had issues with vectors. All right, now we were given three forces: 12 Newton, 5 Newton, and 13 Newton. And we were told that the resultant of these two forces gave us 13 Newton. They now ask that if the resultant of these two forces is equal to 13 Newton, what is the angle between these two forces? Now I told you that there is a law that states that if you solve using this formula can only be applied when the two forces are perpendicular to each other. That is the condition for using this formula. And when they are perpendicular to each other, what it simply means is that the angle between them is 90 degrees. So we are going to use 12 Newton and 5 Newton to represent arrow y and arrow x. And if after solving we get 13 Newton, automatically the angle between 12 and 5 becomes 90 degrees. So we represented arrow y with 12 and we represented arrow x with 5. So we now placed it inside the formula that states arrow y square, it became 12 square, plus arrow x square, it became 5 square. Now what is the square of 12? 144. What is the square of 5? 25. Okay? Now, the square root of the sum of the two of them was 169. That's when you add 144 to, what's it called? 25. You get 169. And when you find the square root, you get 13 Newton. So that was how we now knew that since this 13 Newton was the same 13 Newton they gave to us here, therefore theta is what? 90 degrees. Okay, somebody just placed a question here. Nwale Augustine. Let me seek for permission. Now, I've just pinned the question on the comment section. I don't know if you can see it. I just pinned the question on the comment section. It was posted by one of us, Nwale Augustine. So class, should I go ahead and solve the question? Look at it. That question falls under electricity. So it is you guys that will tell me if I should solve the question or not. Please do well to like this video. We have more people here, but the likes are not up to the number of people we have here. We have up to 20 persons already, and I'm just seeing 14 likes. Please do well to like the video now. Do well to like the video now. Please give me a minute. In case you want to visit me tomorrow, I'm home alone. But I don't want boys. Just guess. If you are free tomorrow, you want to visit me, you just let me know. All right. Okay, I've been given a go ahead to solve the question. So I'm going to solve it because you guys said I should solve it. So listen up. He said, please, sir, a cell whose internal resistance is 0.55 ohms, a cell whose internal resistance is 0.55 ohms, delivers a current of 4 amperes to an external resistor. The lost voltage of the cell is dash. First of all, what is lost voltage? Or what is the formula for finding lost voltage? Now, take note. The formula for finding lost voltage, first of all, lost voltage is represented by small letter v. Okay? This is lost voltage. It is represented by small letter v. Now, what is the formula for finding lost voltage? The formula for finding lost voltage is current multiplied by internal resistance. That is the formula whenever you want to look for lost voltage. Okay? Now, they said the cell whose internal resistance. That means that the first information they gave us about this question was the internal resistance. So you tell them that they gave us internal resistance. Now, internal resistance is represented by a small letter R. And what was the value of the internal resistance? 0.55 ohms. All right? Internal resistance, 0.55 ohms. That was the first thing they gave to us. They now said that this particular cell delivers a current of 4 ampere. That simply tells you that after the internal resistance, next thing they gave us was the current. And current is represented by I. And the value of the current was 4 ampere. Now, after giving us the current, we were told to find the lost voltage of this cell. I told you already that the formula for lost voltage is current multiplied by internal resistance. Now, what is the current of this cell? 4 multiplied by, what is the internal resistance of this cell? It's a 0.55. So all you need to do is to multiply these two values. whatever it gives you becomes the lowest voltage. All right. Now, I do not have a calculator here, so I want one of you to do that for us. Or let's try our best. 4 times 5 will give us a 20, so we write 0 and we keep 2. 4 times 5 will give us another 20. When we add the 2, it becomes 22. So we write 2 and we keep 2. There is a decimal point here. 4 times 0 will give us 0. When we add these 2, it becomes 2.20. The unit for voltage is volts. Please, somebody should confirm if 4 times 0.55 will give us 2.20. Someone should confirm that, please. Are we correct? So you see, we don't even need calculator. Our brain is a calculator on its own. All right. We go ahead and source for another question. I hope you understood what we did here. Many of you might not know what you are enjoying. I got a message today, all the way from Abuja. They sent me an email to please start taking. Sorry for the short break in transmission. My data got exhausted, but I'm back. My data was exhausted, but I'm back. I know if I ask you guys for airtime, you will not buy. So I just had to sacrifice to buy data of almost 5,000 naira now, just for you guys. So tell others that I'm back online. Go back to the group and tell them I'm back online. My data got exhausted. I just posted a question on the group. So I need somebody to go and quickly copy that question on the group and post it here so that we can solve. It's under vector. That will be the last question we are taking under vector. So someone should quickly go to the group and post the question here. Questions on electromagnetism, okay? All right, cycle. Thank you for that. So I'm going to pin this message now. So please, if you want me, no, the network was not bad, David. I actually went offline. My data got exhausted. So I bought a data worth 5,000 naira just to come back on live to help you guys. Meanwhile, we have a group in Abuja who is willing to pay a very huge amount of money for me to teach them at the same time. That you guys always come first in my mind. So please like the video and let me know if I'm good to go. Do I go ahead to solve? If you want me to go ahead to solve, just signify by saying yes, go ahead. All right, so let's start. Now, we were told in this question that a man walks 1 kilometer due east and then 1 kilometer due north. His displacement is dash. Now, they did not only put displacement. If you notice, they also put the direction. So what I'm going to do is to explain something that is going to save many of you right now. There is what we call the 4 cardinal points. The top is called the north, The bottom is called the south. The right is called the east, and the left is called the west. So when somebody travels towards the right, he's traveling towards the east. When he travels towards the left, he's traveling towards the west. When he travels upward, he's traveling towards the north. And when he travels downward, he's traveling towards the south. So how do we solve this question? Let's go. A man. Let's assume this was the man here. Let's assume the man was Sunday Chidiberi, or the man was David Olorufemi. This man walked 1 kilometer due east. Where is due east? Is it towards the left or towards the right? From what I just showed you from the 4 cardinal points, due east is towards the right. So that man started his journey and moved towards the right. Why am I placing in an arrow here? Because arrow tells you about direction, telling you that this is called a vector quantity. Now from here to here is the magnitude or size of the movement, and that value was 1 kilometer. All right. Now when the man got to this point, he did not stop there. The question said he went further for another 1 kilometer due north. From what I explained to you here, due north means that the man is going upwards. So from this point where the man got to, he continued his journey upward. And that upward journey was characterized by 1 kilometer. Obviously, the man doesn't know where he's going to. This is a confused man, walking for no reason. They now asked, what is the displacement of this man? Now, displacement is defined as the distance covered in a specified direction. Now, how do I look for a displacement when I'm talking about vectors? I need to look for the distance from where he started to where he ended. What he did here was none of my business. My focus here is where he ended the journey and where he started the journey. So I am going to use a straight line to connect the two of them. That straight line is called my what? My displacement. So therefore, I am simply looking for D. And you know that this is a right angle triangle. And for every right angle triangle, there is an angle 90 degrees here. And there is always another angle here, which we call theta. Theta simply tells us that this is the direction the man is headed. And if you look at the direction of that arrow, you will know that theta is actually right when you compare it to where that man is going to. Now, if this is true, what do we do then? We need to find the displacement. Displacement in vector is also called resultant. All right? Displacement in vector is also called what? Resultant. So when somebody asks you to find the displacement, they are actually asking you to find the resultant. Please do well to like this video now before I continue. Do well to like this video now. I am not impressed with the likes. Do well to like this video now. If you are just joining us, like the video now. If I don't see anybody liking the video, I won't finish this question. I'm still waiting on you guys. All right. Somebody who is very appreciative of what Photon is doing has liked the video. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, I will continue. So, I'm going to be representing my displacement with letter R. Why am I using R? Because displacement can also be called what? Resultant. And you know, class, when you have an angle 90, there is only one formula you can apply, and that is RY square plus RX square. Now, Y is called vertical, X is called horizontal. Now, if you look at this diagram, my vertical is 1 and my horizontal is also 1. All right. That is what my resultant will be. Why is my resultant 1 square plus another 1 square? Because the distance covered in the horizontal and the distance covered in the vertical are both 1 kilometer. Now 1 square will give us 1 square will also give us 1. If I add the two of them, 1 plus 1 will give me what? 2. That tells me that the displacement of this man is the square root of 2 kilometer. So all I need to do is to come back here and replace my displacement with the square root of 2 kilometer. That's all. So my first answer is root 2 kilometer. Now if you check the options, option A has root 2 kilometer. Option B has 1 kilometer. Definitely option B cannot be our answer. Option C also have 1 kilometer. Definitely option C cannot be our answer. Option D has root 2. So my answer is between A and D. But if you look at the options A and D, there is one thing that differentiates them. And what's that thing? The degree value. For option A, they said 45 degree east. For option D, they said 60 degree east. So the next thing I'm going to look for is the value of theta. So how do I get theta? There's a formula for that. The next thing I'm looking for is my direction. Sorry. Now, why did they use the word due east? Because if you check the direction, it was starting from the horizontal axis, and horizontal towards the right is known as my east. This is one very technical part in physics that textbook will not teach you. I pity those who have missed this point. Now, if my angle were to be starting from here, it simply means that I will no longer be having due east. I will now be having what? Due west. But fortunately for us, the angle was starting from the positive x-axis, and that positive x-axis is known as my due east. I hope it's clear. Now, what is direction? Direction is represented by the symbol theta. What is the formula for theta? Theta has a formula of tan inverse of RY upon RX. Close your bra, for no bra should be left open. All right? Now, theta will now become the tan inverse of. What is the value of RY? 1 kilometer. What is the value of RX? 1 kilometer. So obviously I'll be having 1 divided by 1. And close your bra. Now when 1 divide 1, I hope you know you get 1. So theta will now become the tan inverse of 1. And I do not need a native doctor to tell me that if I punch tan 45 on my calculator, my answer is always 1. Therefore, if I find the tan inverse of 1, my answer should be 45. So what is my final answer? My final answer is 45 degree east. And if you check the options, none of them, I'm just joking. Option A is the only option that has 45 degree east. So my final answer becomes root 2 kilometer, 45 degree east. Option A. And there you have it. So when next they give you a question like this, just start smiling, for God has done it for you again. Do you need me to point out to where we started from in case you want to write? Because funny enough, this is just the last question. I didn't plan to teach tonight. My plan is for tomorrow. So I think I've tried my best and I've done well. Although I will still set up a live video now. But this type of live video is going to be a conversative live video. I'm going to be bringing you guys online. So be ready. Once I bring you online, people will be watching you. Then we'll discuss. All right? So do you need me to show you again, or you're done writing so that we can go over to the conversation part? Please type that on the comment section, and please, some persons did not like this video, and that is really not good. It simply shows you are not appreciative of what I'm going through for your sake. Thanks to men like Psycho, men like Shola, men like Sunday, men like Afolabi, men like David, men like who else? Gospel of Peace Deliverance Church, pastor. Men like Three Lordy Killer, God forbid. Men like Shola Adelakun, who joined us recently. Men like Aista, men like Precious, men like Divine, men like Alaoluwa, and so many of them. Men like Jesse Itwa, so many of them, so many of them. All right, so there you have it. I hope you had a beautiful class with Photon Dlight, and by the special grace of the great grand architect of the universe, we will meet again tomorrow to demystify 2023 JAM past question. The only man to have that past question will be teaching you live tomorrow. Don't miss that class. Call your parents, tell them to join you in that class. Call your brothers and sisters, sit them down. Tell them Photon is going to be live. You need to join us. Me will not kill you. So at this point, I greet all of you. I'll be switching now. I'm going live. Please just note, I'm going live now. Immediately I'm done, I'm going live now. But the live we're going to be going is the live where we need to discuss. Okay? We'll be having a discussion live. So I'm going to be bringing each and every one of you that will be joining that live to my YouTube channel, and they'll be watching you. There is somebody who is part of us in this group. He's from Brazil. There's another person in this group from the United Kingdom, UK. They are quiet. They are just watching. So you are going to be watched in different countries. All right? So thank you very much for joining us in this first part. And may God give you the grace to join us in the other part. I love you all. I love you all. And I will continue to love you now and forever. Psycho, the material is, it was sold for 500 the last time. But I will let you know by next week due to increment, the Buhari regime. Thank you so much. I love you all. I love you so much. I love you. You guys don't know how much I love you. Thank you.